Judo versus Jiu Jitsu, a matchup that everybody loves to see, and it's the holiday season, so I'm feeling pretty giving. I decided to give a rematch to a Judo brown belt, who honestly couldn't submit me, but he did toss me on the canvas a few times, and that didn't feel too good. But I've added a twist to this role today, and if I lose, it might be the worst thing that's ever happened to me. Let's see what it is.
Now, in order to make this match more interesting, because honestly, I kind of dominated the guy last time, I made it so if he taps me even one time, he gets to shave my entire beard and make me look like I belong in the womb with the Manscaped shaver sponsor of the day.
Have you been looking for the best way to keep your body clean and pure?
I just wanna be pure.
Then look no further, as the Manscaped Lawnmower 5.0 will take care of those needs. First and foremost, this package includes the Lawnmower 5.0 Ultra, which is a grooming powerhouse, and it comes with 2 interchangeable skin-safe blade heads. And while I may not have the thickest beard in the universe, I do hate when my shaver dies on me in the middle of a shave. Thankfully, with this Lawnmower 5.0, the battery life lasts 60 minutes. And that means you can shave more than just your face. But to be totally pure, we gotta do everything. And the Crop Smoother and Crop Preserver will make your grooming experience even more comfortable. It's an aftershave lotion that is also dermatologist tested for sensitive skin, alcohol-free, fragrance-free, and it helps soothe razor burn and itching as hair regrows. So for this holiday season, head over to manscaped.com/Tyler Spangler and gift yourself or someone special the ultimate grooming experience. It's a gift that keeps on giving, and you'll start the new year looking and feeling fantastic. That's manscaped.com/Tyler Spangler and use code Spangler for 20% off plus free international shipping at checkout. Now getting into the role, we're doing no-gi, but I'm being ultra aggressive as he tries to throw me on the mat. I didn't like how he treated me last time, tossing me all around the place, so I came in with a different game plan to be constantly pushing him. Not everything's gonna work like that crappy lateral throw attempt, but I had to keep the action going. There's no way I could risk losing this bet and having him shave my beard because I know my girlfriend's gonna dump me if that happens. To get the match going in my favor, I use a lazy shot knowing he'll counter it, but then it would give me the opportunity to lat throw him as he was pushing against me to prevent the takedown. That's one takedown for me, which will help me redeem myself from the last time. Now I feel pretty good about the takedown, but Alex has improved his bottom defense. He grabs an underhook, starts rotating out, and he's back to his feet, meaning I have to do all that work again. I learned from the Judo last time around that if I gave Alex any time to settle, this would happen. So it's back to the wrestling. I'm trying to get my first submission over him. And he makes it a little bit easier for me because he goes for a quick trip, but I latch onto a front head. We all know what's going to happen from here. I transition into the guillotine, rotate some things around, and eventually, once I find the right angle, I sit down, lock up the guard, and get the choke. Maybe you're tired of seeing guillotines, and I promise, future videos will be showing different techniques, but from my side of the bet, if I can submit him 3 times with anything, then he has to buy my instructional with code ALEX for $10 off. It's a good deal because it includes guillotine defense, which he clearly needs as I lock up a front head on him, I sit down with a special technique, and I pull him into the guard for another submission. It's not looking good for him so far, but trust me, he has some shining moments in this one. I go for another fake shot on Alex, but then he decides to treat me like a North Korean refugee, yeeting me over the DMZ, but I saw through his attack and reversed him on the way down. No one treats me like a third world country citizen. To try and punish him, I put my 300-pound carcass on top of him and go to mount until he rolls me. I want to use this chance to go to the guillotine, but my cam girl is working against me.
Fight hands, fight hands.
So I switch it up, rotate towards the back, and I start going towards an arm lock / Kimura setup. Despite me trying to lift every weight on the planet, I still can't rip this arm out, so I'm going to be working on my Kimuras in the future, instead of making everybody bored of my guillotines. Unfortunately, Alex has a crazy sleeper build with that Asian strength and I can't rip his arm out. I look for an easy underhook sweep, but look at all that space he gives me. He's inviting me into this Kimura knowing I can't rip this thing out, and he's playing me like a fiddle. But I get the last laugh. I love to go to the front headlock if they chase my back, and I use this opportunity to just drive him over like a bulldog. It's finally time to show him what the quads of a 400-pound man feel like as I pressure into him with my knee, push against him with the crown of my head, then I rotate to teabag guard, knowing he's gonna want to try and get out of there because who wants to stay in that smelly place, which falls into my secret setup of another guillotine choke. If you haven't added the teabag guillotine into your game yet, you're clearly missing out.
No.
Looks like he's buying the instructional. He needs the defense section.
Still coming for the beard.
Alex is coming with a vengeance so he can still win his side of the bet, and he treats me like redheaded stepchild as I go over his neck and he throws me to the mat, this time without having me recover.
Nice.
Unfortunately, all his goodwill goes to waste because the second I touch his neck, he falls down. Then I introduce him to American silverware by cutting through his guard like butter. And because he kept his knee too far to the side, it made it easy to transition right into mount. Here I am trying to work on a new submission for everybody by going for an Americana. I personally think it's a pretty low rate submission, but if I can pull it off, it's something new. Instead, I let off of some of my weight so I can see a new opportunity for a submission. The second you go to T-bait guard, you know they're gonna move. No dude is gonna willingly sit there, and naturally, they give me the same submission every time. Now don't misread the situation. Alex isn't mad because I guillotined him, he's mad because he's losing to a dude with a rash guard with his own face on it. He's getting spangled out there. I should say the last time we did this, I did under judo rules, but I couldn't touch the legs. So it's interesting to see how they react to when you go for a shot, which really is just backing up. And even if holding onto the collar tie leads to a bad shot, it leads to a great front headlock, which causes Alex to fall down like a white belt, being told to work on their fundamentals. Now I am in a very powerful position because of the knee cut, but something I love to do is to constantly throw my head against their chest or their neck. This position prevents them from scooping under my leg because they can't reach it with my head in their way. Then by shifting my weight to the side, I can easily take mount, and I'm working on an armbar / triangle setup. Notice that my left hand is constantly pushing his wrist down. This is so I can create an opening and decide which submission I want to go for, which becomes the arm lock in this situation. It's coming down to the wire for Alex. He only has a little bit of time to make it so he can shave my beard, and it's not looking too good as I give him some heavy snaps. It doesn't get much better because he goes for a collar tie and I rip that thing off for a Russian tie, but I do something so embarrassing. I was trying to pull him over with the Russian tie and just completely lost it. I kind of salvaged it with the single leg, but just pretend this is the guard pull single leg that Jordan's always talking about. To take advantage of the single leg I got, I go for the quick crotch sniffer pass by shoving my head into his lower region but keeping my ass high in the air. This actually puts a ton of pressure on their legs if they're trying to hold guard. It's just up to me to decide what I want to do next, which in this situation is a back step, and it works pretty nicely to get into side control. Then I go over the knee, but he actually follows me this time around, giving me a little bit of a situation where I have to fight his turtle. With a Kimura grip, I can pull him over and start working on an armbar / Kimura setup, which gets slightly easier when I accidentally bonk him in the face. Sorry, Alex. I feel bad, so I go really slow in this armbar, giving it an opportunity to escape, but honestly, once I break the hands, it's spangle time.
Time. Oh, damn it.
Looks like Tyler called me on off day again. You'll have to stay tuned for the next part to see what it's really about.
You know what I really think, Alex? I think you've been spangled. And now you gotta buy my guillotine instructional with code ALEX for $10 off.